Hello and welcome. Saskia, devotional goddess here. This morning I received a message or a share from a friend about the 60-minute interview about bird flu. And it really gave me a moment to pause and reflect upon where we are and as that may be true, that there is a bird flu and it can affect us and it could be detrimental for our health and well-being. What I find remiss is that on the larger platform, there is no dialogue about the other side of the coin. How can we improve our health? How can we empower ourselves to be strong and vibrant? And what is it that we need to do to build our immune, to be physically, mentally, emotionally strong? If there is a flu pandemic out there and possible for us, for our immune to be compromised. And I'm going to just take a moment to clear, cancel and delete because I said flu pandemic. That word has become normal in our talking, in our society. And it doesn't need to be. This is a time of self-empowerment. This is a time for us to draw inwards and connect to our hearts, our intellect, and the magnificence of our bodies and the intricacies that make us a human being. The soul is housed in the body. But the soul is so much more magnificent than this physical body. And as we come and cultivate stillness, we begin to witness that magnitude. We begin to see that there is so much more to us than we have been led to believe. And when we come to that stillness, we create one-pointedness and we can begin to see beyond what we just see with the naked eye. Because we begin to awaken the third eye, we begin to awaken the larger knowledge of who we are. Now we do have physical bodies, so we do need to take care of this vessel through physical movement so that all our joints and our limbs and our organs and everything is massaged, limber, lubricated, and vital with its energy force. And that means moving the body in various ways so that all the energy pathways within the body have a channel with which to move through as we release our blockages, as we release any stagnation that is cultivating in the body, to whatever degree we can at that time, at this time. And then where is the nourishment? How do we nourish ourselves? Through the company that we keep, through what we consume from our televisions, from our phones, from our internet, from our environment, and what nourishment do we take from the foods that we put into our bodies? Where is the balance of stillness, nourishment, and movement? hearing about that interview, I could just feel the energy of fear, doom and gloom, and just this heaviness around it. When we are in fear, our immunity drops. When we are in fear, we are more controllable. We are more able to be manipulated, and we do not think from a larger capacity, from a larger vision. Our vision becomes narrower, and we can't see the path clearly ahead of us because our blinders are on, because we're just fearful of what's coming next, and we're not able to function as a vital human being. So witness when you are in a state of fear. Witness how you begin to contract, how you begin to feel smaller, and how your world and your vision becomes more limited. What does it look like for you when fear and anxiety come in? And depression is in there too. And take a moment to drop into your breath. When we take that moment to drop into our breath, eyes open or closed, we are bringing life force, prana, back into our bodies. We're also being brought into the present moment, which is the most important moment that we have. And in that moment, we have our own power. In that moment, we have our ability to make our own choices, to connect with our body, and to connect with our own divinity. Our self-governance comes into play, and we start to make decisions for what is in the highest good for ourselves and for all concerned. And that is where we are moving forwards, my friends. That is that place of empowerment that is our birthright, and that so many people are waking up to. How can I take responsibility of my body? How can I empower myself beyond what the narrative is around me and in media right now? And you can do it by just taking those moments throughout the day to come back to your center, to come back to your alignment of who you are. And when we come back to our center, we also gather our energy back inwards. But we gather it in to expand the light within, to allow ourselves to radiate out, rather than gathering in contraction and fear. There's a difference in the energies, and I invite you to play with that difference in the energies, the difference between contraction out of fear or containment of your energy to draw it inwards and upwards, grounding and yet rising up to contain as you connect with Mother Earth, as you contain your vital divine energy, and also connect to the divine. Connect to your own higher consciousness, to God, to whomever you relate to. This is where you will find your truth. This is where you will tap into your guidance as to what it is you need, be it through sustenance, be it through stillness, be it through movement, be it through quality time for yourself and or with your family. I hope this is helpful. Witness when you contract. Witness when fear takes hold. Draw inwards, connect with your breath. Find your center, find your grounding before you make any other decisions. And it can be done in a split second, especially the more you practice it and you cultivate that connection within. It's a very powerful, simple step that you can do 50 times a day. Find your center. Listen and cultivate that relationship with the innate wisdom and intelligence that resides within. These are your beginning foundational steps to self-empowerment, sovereignty, and connecting to the fullness and the divinity of who you are. Much love. If you need any more guidance, reach out. It will be an honor and a pleasure to work with you. Send it to anybody you feel might benefit from this message. And send me a like so that more people get to benefit from this information. Thank you so much. Much love.